Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to share with you what I did during my planner slump period to deal with it, as well as what I am doing now, even when I have got back in the game to deal with all the blank spreads that were there at that point of time. So this that you see here is my memory keeping journal, and this one here is my planner. I will just show you a few spreads to give you an idea of what was done. Now, this is a spread from the end of Feb, and as you can see here, the spread is largely empty. The first thing I would suggest that you do is to do the bare minimum. Now, for me, that means writing down about events and appointments of that week. For you, it could be something else. Maybe you would like to track your health. I would say that you do not even have to write an entire sentence, but see to that you are jotting down what you feel as the highlight of the day because it will take you only a few seconds to do it. It could be as simple as writing about something that you are grateful for that day. Now, how this is helpful. So this step actually helped me with my next one. Now, the next thing that I did after the bare minimum is actually go back and plan or journal based on what I have written in the bare minimum. Now, this is based on the same week that I showed in the planner. So I had a dentist appointment as I showed earlier. Now this is a spread that I filled up this month in May. I did not even really remember when exactly I had done this. Simply because I had written it down in my planner as a bare minimum, I was able to go back and fill. Now, just to remind you again, I have been in a planner slump I had been in one for about 3 months, Feb to April. And it's not easy to remember something that happened almost 3 months back. Maybe if it's 1 month or 1 week or a month, it would be still easier, but 3 months back is quite difficult. So even though it was a major event for me where I was quite unwell, I managed to forget about it, but then thankfully I noted it down and now I have journal based on that. Obviously, I have not filled up the entire spread, but I'm happy that I was able to remember something and go back and fill it up. I have done the same for many other spreads, but as you can see over here, I am fine with some empty spreads in between because I don't really remember what happened those days. So that was the second thing that you can do. Now, the next thing that you can do is basically repeat. Now, what I mean by repeat is again what you see over here. I have a consistent layout. So if you flip through my spreads, you will see that it's basically the same layout in every spread. So this is something that I did during that period where I saw to it that I created this vertical columns, used the highlighter, wrote my to-do list, which is repetitive, some of them which are on a repetitive side. And this is relaxing for me. Now, whether I filled it or not is a completely different question, but at the same time, I found the routine task to be quite relaxing and calming for me, and I enjoyed doing that even though I was not motivated to use my planner in any other manner. So, that is the next thing that I did. Now, other than this, what you can also do is basically shift how you use your planner. Now, frankly, for this, you can use stickers. You can go on into a decorating spree. You can doodle if you want, or unlike me, if you have a creative bone in your body, you can actually, you may have some artistic skills and use that in your planner and journal. So that is also a possible way to, fill up the blank spreads if they bother you a lot. Now, for me, it really doesn't bother me, so I've just left the blank spreads as they are. I might go and fill them up with stickers later on because I have some old stickers with me. The next thing that you can do beyond this is something that I've not tried but was suggested to me, which is to use prompts. So you might want to try that out by, using daily prompts to write things in your planner. So if anyone has already tried that out, you can let me know if that is something works. I'm not really sure about that idea. And the next thing that I want to talk about is something that you shouldn't do because this is something I was really tempted to do during that period of time. So please do not try to plan a hop just because you are in a planner slump. The temptation is very high even for me, but remember that that is just a call to jump into the deep sea of consumerism. And what it will give you is basically a dopamine hit, but for a very short amount of time. I know it is very tempting to buy washi or stickers, pens, because you think it will add to your creativity, but I think it's a very temporary solution. Maybe you want to try it. For me, what has happened is that I have done this once before in my initial year of planning, and later what happens is that I feel guilty, because then if I don't use the new product to its optimum, I am quite upset with myself. So I would rather not do it. For me, generally what works out is I try to be consistent, even I try to be consistent with it even though it doesn't work out much, and I use it for the whole year. And then next year, if I want to change, yes, I get something new. But in the same year, I just don't try to do planner hopping. But then it's up to you. Obviously, I am not wealthy, so I can't comment much on that. Then another solution is, in case you are feeling that you want to buy something new, instead of that you could actually do an inventory. So just do an update on it. Go into the stash that you have. It is very likely that if you are a stationery lover like me, you might already have a lot of things with you. Notebooks that are very pretty and unused because you're scared to use it, pretty stickers, pens that you have. So just go and do an update there. You can do two things after the update is done. One, you can maybe get started with using it, okay, because it looks very pretty, which is something that I did. Instead of buying a new notebook, I actually ended up choosing one from my stash, an easy notebook that I got long back, but it is brand new, and then I started using it. Another thing that you could do is, if you are not using it, you can just give it away, but at least when you see your stash, you are likely to avoid buying. Now, this is something that happened this month. Obviously, I'm currently not in a planner slump, but still, as there was a Hobonichi sale going on, I was really tempted to buy a few notebooks and covers. I just went and checked back on what I already had, and thankfully, I stopped myself from buying it despite adding multiple things to my cart. So, yeah, that is about it for now. And keep in mind, just one last advice to you is that your planner and journal that you have is there to help you. Okay, please do not feel obligated to fill it up, because then it becomes a duty that you have to fulfill, and that should not be the case. I do not want you to suffer because you have a planner and journal. They're supposed to make your life easier. So see you all in the next video. Bye guys.